Alrighty, we are live for the Tampa Bay Lightning at the Florida Panthers. Game number 4, following a rather feisty game coming from both sides. 5-1 win for Tampa. Bunch of actions happening, and a curious, well, not curious if you know the NHL, but an interesting precedent being set by the NHL. Hagel got suspended for his hit on Barkov. Kachuk does not get suspended for his hit on Gensel. 100% disagree with all. And then both got the penalty, both got a 5. And then there was one where Ovechkin did the same thing as these two, right? Here's the thing, and I want to start off by saying I do not think there should have been a suspension, period. I don't think there should have been a 5-minute period. 2-minute interference. That's it. They want to do the 5, then fine, whatever. But I think you get a 2-minute interference penalty, and that's that. Neither of them hit the other in the head. You know, it was, other than it being late bullshit interference hit, it wasn't otherwise dirty. Probably got to be careful early on with these streams when I swear, but that's on me. So, right off the bat, I do not think there should have been a suspension, period. However, the NHL decided that Hagel gets a suspension and Kachuk doing the same thing. And I honestly will not accept arguments that it was any different, because no, it was not. They were late interference, big time hits, blindside, whatever. They were the same thing. And some I actually saw, I want to say it was PTI or something like that. Looking at this situation, you know what? Hagel's hit happened. They're down 1. It's kind of in the motion of the play. The reverse was Kachuk made the hit. They were down 4-1. And once Getzel made the pass, Getzel made the pass, and then Kachuk changed direction to go after him. Again, I think they are the exact same situation. They're the exact same hit. Hagel gets suspended for a game. Kachuk doesn't even have a conversation. Doesn't even get fined, as far as I've read. And that's the problem I have with it. Predictions: Florida wins 4-3, Dallas wins 3-2 in overtime. I'm taking Tampa. I don't know if it's going to be like 5-1 like it is, but I'll take 4-2 with an empty net. You know, I'll leave it kind of open, 4-2 with an empty net, 5-3 with an empty net, but coming from Tampa, and I'll say 5-2. Or, sorry, 4-2. And then I think Colorado beats Dallas. Even though they're going to Dallas, I'm just getting this vibe. Overtime is probably the right call, but 4-2 Colorado. Kind of same situation. Gets to the empty net, and Colorado's going to bury an extra one. So, really, I'm kind of thinking the same score for both. I'll even lean a little harder into 5-3 in this one, because I think there's going to be some scoring. On both sides. I don't think it's going to be the lopsided way it's been. I think Tampa, well, I'd say that with a caveat, because it's the same caveat that I looked at Montreal with. Tampa comes out the way they came out last game, which was hitting everybody, starting fights after the whistle, getting Florida pissed off and attacking them so they get penalties. If Tampa does that, then I say Tampa takes this by 2 goals. But if it's the other way, if it looks like Montreal did the other day, where they don't come out the same way they did, they don't come out heavy and hard hitting and picking fights, then I think Florida kicks their ass. So, I said I am taking Tampa. However, it depends on how aggressive, how physical, how attack hungry Tampa Bay stays. At this point, I'm expecting it. So I may be disappointed very quickly, like I was with LA and like I was last game with Montreal. But and carrying on a rant from yesterday, I will not be convinced, even though I get the arguments from all sides and I understand, I am not convinced that the referees wanted Edmonton to win last night. The refs were horrible all game, equally to both sides. They were terrible, missing blatant obvious calls and being very friendly with certain other ones. It was just, it's the officiating crew that you hate to see in the NHL. However, no, they did not cause the loss to the Kings. They caused the loss in that moment in overtime, yes. However, the Kings absolutely should have won. And it's not even, and they didn't even have to score more goals or anything. Byfield should have flung the puck down the ice instead of trying to skate it out. That is what caused the puck to stay in and end up in the net. So LA lost that game first. Now, in overtime, what it looked like was the ref making the decision, you know what, I don't want to be here for another intermission and another period. So he called what I didn't believe it was a penalty, but again, I said this last night, we can argue all day about whether you think it's a penalty or not. That really doesn't matter. Even if you want to say it's a penalty, fine. All game, worse penalties were let go. All overtime, multiple, way worse penalties from both sides were let go. And then with less than 2 minutes left, you call that in that situation. Edmonton was beating LA down, and LA was hanging on by a thread, but it was actually impressive that they were shutting Edmonton down for as long as they did. LA was just praying for a break down the ice. I think it happened twice. But to call that a penalty in that situation is absolutely obnoxious. And I definitely stand by that. But I will say again, LA lost themselves that game. The refs helped lose them that point in the overtime. Uh, I do think this is going to end up, 5-3 is probably closer to where I'm leaning with this. I think both sides are going to score like crazy. Oh, damn, that's actually really good. Every now and then, ice cold water is just fantastic. Looks like we are lined up for the anthem. But this is a crap angle. Hang on. Turn your attention to the fight net and welcome tonight's hero among us. I guess we may be just behind on the puck drop because always play the Knights part of the anthem. But that other feed, it seems like it's from like a phone camera up in the top, like not even in seats, but like up in the rafters. So that makes it a little tough. A little tough to hear. Almost there. Night! Alrighty, now we're ready for some hockey. I ain't gonna lie, I like the siren. You know, I've been seeing a bunch of these. It's like the drums and certain things. Like, I like the knight having the shield smacking it with the sword. And I like the siren because it's really not a crowd participation thing. Our crowd participation is nuts. And then we just go nuts when the siren goes. And hearing that, it's like a storm siren. It's great. Like, I get the drum, but there's too much, you know, it's almost more like a march versus a let's get going. All right, Goncalves gets it across his own ice. Paul to play it into neutral. Huh? Oh, I thought I just heard something. Tampa gets it deep. Jones makes a whiff on it. I'm trying to. Why am I blanking on his name right now? Hedman up at the top. He's not able to keep it in. Goncalves going to get it, though. Kicks it up to. Damn, why can't I remember his name? I got it. Florida going back the other way. Vasilevsky tips it off into the low boards. It's played by Rodriguez. He gets it across the ice, but Point gets there first. Pass cut off by Florida. They're going to send it deep on the low wall. Hang on. I just got to refresh on two players. Gord. It was Gord. Okay. Moser and Gord. Okay. I should be all right. Barkov taking it into the Tampa zone. He's going to get cut off by Cernak. McDonough gets it. Oh, Florida keeps it in. Low point. Reinhardt taking it down. Throws it all the way across. He can't connect. Tampa able to get it out of their own zone. Florida across the red line. Gets it deep into the corner. Let's see, Goncalves trying to get it up the low wall. Hagel gets to it. Dude, Sorelli trying to break in, and Mikkola cuts him off at the blue line. Mikkola dumping it deep. Everybody chasing it. Good contact down low. Florida gets it on the high boards. Circling around the net. He tries to center it. No go. He throws it up to the low point. Mikkola across. Big shot. Hits something out high and goes way into the corner. Boquist has it below the net. Florida works it up high from the high point. Glah. So far, Vasilevsky doing well, faced with, I think they got two on there, but they might have actually only got one. Tampa doing a pretty decent job of closing lanes right there. Marchand makes a little move, but his pass ends up on a lightning stick. And puck's chucked deep. There's Chafee going in. High corner trying to kick it back. Tampa controlling low point. Back to the midpoint. Shot. Bobrovsky gets the save. Kucherov sneaking in right up the middle across the blue line. Florida headed back the other way. Trying to get it centered. It ends up hitting Vasilevsky's pad. Another centering feed doesn't connect in the middle. And Tampa's able to clear. I'm drawing blanks on just a couple names, and it's killing me. Glendening, Gergensen is 28. Moser, got it. Sturm is 8. Kulikov is 7. All right, let's get back to trying that again. Tampa struggling to get it clear at the start of this game. Brief setup in the Florida zone. Otherwise, the Panthers have controlled the puck. Tampa able to get it out. They get it into the Florida zone. Mikula working up the low wall. Dumps it deep. Barkov chasing it down. Tampa gets there first. Puck going through neutral. A little bit of a foot race. Cernak wins it. Trying to backhand it from the high dot. It doesn't get through. And it goes out. Kucherov back to chase it down. Interesting choice of pass right there. I think he was expecting Kucherov to look at him. Or somebody across the middle to pay attention. 4.5 to go in the first. Shots are 1-0 Tampa. Which doesn't make sense. I could have sworn Florida got a shot or two in there, but obviously I'm wrong. They hit bodies out front. Something both sides have been really good at doing. Face off to the right of Vasilevsky. Florida's going to come away with it. Bennett around the net, working his way out front. Big shot and pulled wide by Rodriguez. Okay, apparently Kulikov hit Gensel. They said that by the sound of the cheers of the crowd, it sounded kind of late. I'm not going to lie to you. Ooh, good stick by Tampa. Sends them back the other way. Pitched all the way across. Sorelli tried to hit Gord with it. Couldn't connect. Perbix shoots it. Misses wide. Puck worked down low again. Hagel and Gord trying to force away. You got a big stick. Backhand. Stopped out high. Who was that? Another shot headed to Bobrovsky, and it's kicked away. Damn. Why can't I think of who that is? Struggling with the names. I even practiced earlier. Sam Delgado, let's go Blues. Hey, shout out, man. I'm looking forward to watching that series when they go back to Winnipeg. Tampa 3-2, Dallas again sneaking away with the 2-1. See, I got Tampa. I think there's going to be a lot more scoring, so I'm expecting 4-2, 5-3. With Dallas, I think Colorado's getting it with the 2-goal lead. And I definitely recognize that it's the smart money's betting on overtime. And actually, Swedes got the smart money. Overtime win for Dallas, probably a better call. But I don't know. I think Colorado's going to go to... They just seem to be on a vibe right now. With Landeskog back and scoring and just... I don't know. There's time go, Avs go. See, I'm with you, man. I'm all for the Avs. I definitely want to see the Avs pull off beating Dallas in Dallas. They've shown it's possible, and I do think, because I think it's going to get a little heated than it's been, more heated than it's been, and Dallas can't control themselves. So if Colorado can, they should. Now, granted, they're in Dallas. They should get a couple extra shots with the 5-on-4. Now, if that doesn't, now granted, we're in Dallas, so if Dallas, stubs their toe on the way to the rink, that's going to be a penalty on Colorado. So Colorado needs to be very careful. Damn, OT, Dallas, Colorado. Like I said, smart money, probably. My money, nah. It's, to be honest, I think it's going to be a whooping. Like, maybe not a whooping, but it's going to be 2 or 3 goal win one way or the other. I know everything in me tells me that's not what's going to happen, but I don't know. Pittsburgh parted ways with their head coach. No kidding. 5 teams need a new coach. Dude, and that's why I keep saying when we're looking at possibilities with growth and with who's going to be good over the next couple years and who's, this and that with the draft picks, there's so much going on right now in the NHL. I don't even really have a guess as to what's happening or what could happen or what's going to happen because new coaches coming in, different systems, who's going to, who's going to mold to who? Is the team going to mold their system to the coach or vice versa? Is that going to affect the coach? Is the coach going to be kind of pissy? Is management going to let them do what they want to do, what they think they need to do in order to rebuild, or is there going to be button heads with that? So maybe that doesn't last very long. There's going to be all kinds of trades going on, and it's the next couple of years is going to be very interesting for the NHL. You got guys retiring, new guys coming in, guys that are hurt, guys that are done because they're hurt, guys that are coming back after being hurt. So that's what kind of the fun thing about the NHL. And I know probably part of doing this would be having predictions for the future and what's going on with different teams. But man, everything is in such a blender. I have no idea. Find out some stuff over the summer. We'll start making a little bit more educated guesses about the NHL. It's 32 thoughts. If you want to get more into the NHL, for sure. It's funny. I definitely want to listen to more people. For the most part, I kind of stick with my knowledge just because I don't want my opinions. I want my opinions to be influenced by the facts that I have and the knowledge that I have versus somebody else's opinion. So it makes it, and I definitely will latch on to things other people say, especially if they're good points. You know what I mean? But that's kind of the one thing that's like, over the summer, I'll probably do a lot more of listening to different people and kind of, because we're going to need to have stuff to do over the summer. So over the summer, I may listen to people and then during streams and stuff, like play their thoughts and then give mine and stuff like that. So that would be kind of do reactionary stuff. Hagel tries to feed it across, nobody home. So that may be something fun to do when there's no NHL for the summer. That was, another shot. Dude, they cannot get on Vasilevsky. That was a quick shot from the low board. Lundell just firing. Across the blue line. Tampa gets in all the way across, and he hits Ekblad in the stick. Good effort by Gord. Rough on the passes. Oh, Florida headed back the other way. They got some room. Big shot. And Vasilevsky shuts down Bennett on the free chance. Cernak and Kulikov, I think, are the names I heard. Going at it after the whistle off screen. Dude, Florida's key. It's a great pass up to Bennett. And Bennett hits Vasilevsky in the crest. And then Vasilevsky got a snow shower, which might have started that, might have instigated that not contact, but the huddle after the play. Pressure, Tampa gets it out. Paul hits it a little too far, so Florida's coming right back in. Paul, though, flying back in, puts a body on a body. Here we go. One man to beat. Gord ends up around the net on the wall. Bennett takes the puck. 1K if I can get a Landeskog goal. No shit. Something that stream tuned in. Word, Demi. Hell yeah, buddy. Let's get that shit then. That's awesome, man. I'm looking, dude. I got even more reason to look forward to that game, and I have a feeling he'll bury another one. All the way back down. Paul can't contain anything. Puck all the way up, and Florida lets it go. Jones lets it jump over his stick at the blue line. All pass all the way up the boards. It's going to be settled by Gensel. Now point. He loses it. A key comes over here. The nervous feeling here in Denver. Always is. Like I said, it's Colorado has to mind their P's and Q's. If they do that, make sure you don't let Dallas get a man advantage. And speed. And if you run out of ideas, use your speed. Hopefully, we got a penalty coming. I did not see it. Was it a high? It looked like a high stick signal. Forsling gets a slash. Man, somebody's cooking something. I got my window open. It smells fantastic. Let's see. Oh, yeah, absolutely. He broke his stick. Like, you ain't arguing that one. But now I do feel like Colorado's all right. Landeskog back in the first game was still kind of getting the feeling. Now the team and Landeskog are together. They're flowing. He scored. Like, there is so much going in favor of Colorado, even though they're going back to Dallas. So, like I said, it's the smart money, honestly, and I know it doesn't help their nerves. It's probably a Dallas overtime win. Everything in me is saying that Colorado's going to win like 5-2, 5-3. I mean, especially if Otter is in goal, it may end up being really bad. But, I mean, Casey to Smith, too. Getting his first start, I don't know. I'm taking Colorado. $40 gone on the Tampa power play. Less than 10 to go in the first period. Shots of 4-2 Tampa. Across the blue line, Gensel sends it all the way to the high wall. Back to the midpoint. Kucherov sends it down to the high point. Missed shot wide. Kucherov fakes the shot. Puck comes back to him. Gensel setting up. Back to Kucherov. Flings it towards the net. Hits something out high. Goes into the corner. Tampa still controlling. Kucherov down to the low corner. Kucherov on the low wall. And Hedman fumbles the puck. Kucherov did not need to put it in the air, but he did. And as Hedman tried to settle it, it pops off his stick and out of play. Tampa now breaking into the zone. Actually, a pretty good entry method right there from the Lightning. Hagel sends it around point, sends it to the point. Sends it down, big shot, Kucherov, and they go off of the goalie. Another look for Kucherov, cross-check in front of the net. Up high, down low. Low boards, trying to feed it back, and that's a pick. Pretty easy to steal that one on the pass from Kucherov. We want to use our speed, but they keep that ice up out of there. It's barely hockey by the second half of each period. True, but it's the thing is, no matter how bad the ice is, y'all are still faster than Dallas, even if it's only by a step. You know what I mean? And I do agree with you. It's going to have an effect, but y'all are faster no matter what. If you look at how Edmonton played LA last night, minus a handful of bullshit hits. There were a couple of good hits, though, and then there was a lot of the bullshit. But if you look at how Edmonton played LA last night, that's basically how Colorado has to play. It was attack mode all the way through, 50 shots by the end of overtime, like, I do think, like I said, I think Colorado can do it. All right, we're back to even strength. 7.5 to go in the first. Tampa trying to set up from their own blue line. Yeah, crowd's starting to get restless, which I love. Kucherov makes a hell of a move, slings it all the way across from the high dot. Misses the net. Puck goes all the way back down. Hedman resets from his own zone. Pass all the way up, and it's turned over. Florida trying to get back in the other way. And they're going to call, I think, a hook on Tampa. Delayed penalty. Marchand chases it back into his own zone. Kachuk gets in. Up at the high point. Sends it down low, and it's stopped by Chafee. All right, first commercial. It's kind of going how I expected. I don't think the scoring will come in a little bit, but it's not quite as physical as I expected. I will say that. Honestly, it looks like two really well matched teams right now. It's everything very back and forth, couple of zone controls. Not a crazy number of shots for how deep we are in the period, but I mean, it's a good game. Couple of good moves, couple of good defensive plays. No crazy saves yet, but you know, the goaltenders are there. All right, just waiting on a commercial break. Um, who we got for first goal? Not really been good attack from either side, but who we thinking? I'm giving it to. Honestly, I'd like to see Hagel get the score for Tampa just as an FU to the fact that he's back and Kachuk didn't get suspended for the same hit. Remember, I still made the garbage ice from the playoffs. No kidding, Mel. Dude, I'm sorry. There's nothing I really have respect for when it comes to the Stars. Like I said, the ice is trash. I'm not a fan of the team and the dirtiness and the flopping. And then when the fans dumped popcorn on Aiden Hill and Keegan Colasar as they took the ice for the third period, and then during the game, and Vegas has done this too. And I've torn apart Vegas fans for throwing shit on the ice. But when it happened in Dallas, everybody tried to excuse it, and I was just like, dude, not a lot of respect. It's very similar to my feeling towards Edmonton. Like, they got a very talented team. I just don't like the extra bullshit that they do and the fans do, and it's just, it rubs me the wrong way. And it's not every Stars fan. I do want to say that. I do want to at least make that disclaimer. I know it's not everybody. I'm sitting on a chair watching a game. I wasn't in the arena, all that shit. But, so Schmitty just barely kept it in, but Morris. Oh, I already forgot his name. We hate Dallas so much. Nice garbage fans of garbage. Marchman and Ben are pieces of shit. I agree with that last one for sure. But now I've gone off about Dallas many times before, and it just there's a lot. Like I said, when Ben tried to Hagel storming in, trying to wrap around, he gets it centered. Oh, Hagel still has it. Sorelli tried. No, that was Sorelli trying to get it to the net. Now Rodriguez cutting to the center, shoots. That goes high, hits the glass. We are back to even strength. 4.5 to go in the first. But yeah, like that stuff, the Marchman stuff. Like I said, the fans throwing trash on the ice and dumping like drinks and food on the players. It's like, dude, that is so that is so classless. It's like, ugh. I said, and the biggest problem I had with it was, like I said, Vegas fans have done that before, and I'll motherfuck that till the end of time. I hate that. That is so classless. You don't do it. It's trashy. It's sportsmanship, all of it. Oh, Gensel ends up with the puck in Florida's zone. A good back check by Barkov knocks the stick off, and the shot ends up on Bobrovsky as he makes the save. But I said I really lost a lot of respect for Dallas when Ben chopped Stoney's neck, and then I lost a lot of respect for everything surrounding him when people were defending, throwing trash on the ice because they were pissed at the refs. And like I said, it is a shame because they've got a lot of talent. Like I've said it before. If Marchand is incredibly talented, if he wasn't a POS like he is, I would love the guy. If Tom Wilson wasn't the POS that he is, I would have a lot of love for him because he's an incredible hockey player. But it's all the stuff that comes with it, all the cheap shots and the BS that makes it be like, dude, it's go to hell. And Dallas is one of those things, man. A lot of talent on the team. But like Marchment flopping and then doing, I mean, he flops if he gets touched, then goes whacking people and cries that he's getting a penalty. And it's like, dude, come on. Hated losing the Vegas, but I have a problem with the fans. That's just basically, Mel. But like I said, there's everybody hates Vegas, and it's for the most part, it's like, okay, cool. Like I said, I definitely can't comment for anybody else, but like Colorado got a lot of respect for you guys. I got respect for Landeskog and Nation. I hate the reason it's one of those where I hate a lot of your players because they're not on my team. Like I hate McKinnon. Because he is so good and so fast, and he plays for somebody that's not the Golden Knights. You know what I mean? Otherwise, like, I would love the guy if he's on my team, but it's like, you bastard. Just like a lot of people, like, and there's a lot of respect across the league, but then there's a lot of just, what the fuck, man? Like I said, I hate when fans kind of ruin the reputation of a team that doesn't deserve it, but they deserve each other down there. Somebody's in trouble. Life flight just went by. That was loud as shit. All right, Florida gets it. Oh, that's offsides. Wait, how was the? Oh, I guess he got his skates across, so it's fine. That's actually a good call. Tampa into the Florida zone. Kucherov gets held up at the blue line. Bennett headed back the other way. Gets it deep and around, all the way up high. Florida is maintaining control for the moment. Up to the high point. Back down the high wall. Mikkola wide open on the low circle. I don't know. That had to hit something out high because that puck ended up on the low boards. It took a weird direction to go back. Florida's starting to activate their full court press, and it's going to start working. Ooh. Rough bounce, but there we go. Oh, Tampa under good pressure forces a little bit of a flub by shit. I keep doing this. Number 7 for Florida. Because I know 5 is Ekblad and 7 is Kulikov. I got it. 1:46 to go in the first. Tampa dumping it deep. All right, Boquist getting it out. Dumping it deep. Mikkola chasing it. Boquist comes up and just snow showers Vasilevsky. I'm surprised he's not on his ass. .128 to go in the first. So far, very active game both ways. Not a lot of great opportunity from either side. Couple of quick chances on the early offset, but... Or onset, not offset. Ooh, a pit. Good little tip. Shot from the low point. Hits Bennett out front. Vasilevsky makes the save. Dude, I hate when they do, like, I like the different camera angles, but man, it makes it hard when they do the angle behind the net, because you see this. It's hard to know who's who. Ooh, a good move by Cirelli. Can't beat the last man. Puck up to the high wall. Hagel ends up coming away with it, but he whiffs on the pass out. Finally, they get it out, and Florida goes for a change. Under a minute to go in the first. Shots are 6 apiece. Tampa setting up from behind their own net. Puck all the way back behind Bob. Coming out of the low wall. Puck all the way back. Tampa looking to re-enter. Cross the red line. They tip it deep. Bobrovsky leaves it off for Mikkola. Comes back out, and Florida has it. Oh, didn't get the bounce. He won it off the boards, but a bad pass by Tampa hands it right back to the red jerseys. And a swing sends it out from neutral. 11.1 to go in the first. Shots stay at 6 apiece as we get ready to head into the first intermission. Little scramble in neutral. Puck goes into Tampa zone. Take it easy. Dump it deep. We got an icing. Oh, why? They didn't call an icing. Not 100% sure why. That looked like icing to me. But we are at intermission. So far, not a whole lot of comments either way. I mean, it's two equally matched teams that seem to be doing pretty equal stuff. I mean, I know that's about as basic as it can go in the way of a breakdown, but both sides are playing pretty well on defense. Turnover here or there, most of them happening in neutral. Occasional Tampa struggling in their own zone with the occasional turnover, but a lot of the changes are happening in neutral. Florida had a couple little weak spots too in their own zone where they let some dangerous moments happen, but both teams are recovering enough. I mean, obviously the goalies are doing pretty well, so I thought this would be a pretty decent high scoring game, but I think I should change that. Both goalies look very good. I do think it's going to the scoring's going to start happening, and once it opens, it's kind of going to be a lot going on. So we shall see. I forgot to change the time of day. Whoops. So yeah, now we're just gonna chill and relax some fishing for intermission. Uh, do, 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 do. On a side note, if there's any trial buffs, you got a really good one going on right now. I gotta catch up on super speed listening to the Karen Reed stuff if anybody knows anything about that. Boop, 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 boop. Woo, flying fish. Need to do some testing with uh YouTube to see what they're willing to let me have for no copyright music. Shit, even get some elevator music to play here. Cause this is just we got some intense hockey going on. We're just gonna chill out and relax. Anybody want to talk about anything? I mean, that was pretty decent time. Like I said, pretty much very simple opinions about this game. Pretty simple opinions about Colorado and Dallas, but we'll definitely dive into that more at the game or during the game. Um, with these guys, I'm actually curious. That's not the one I needed though. Take a quick look at the stat sheet. Shots are six apiece. 53.3% face-off win. So they won what, one more? Yeah. Not a big deal. Both sides are 0 for 1 on the power play. Hits are 18-9 Florida. That's what's going to be a big difference. Tampa needs to hit people. And then both sides, Florida has 6 giveaways, Tampa has 4. They need to knock that off. Locked in on working sports. My first time hearing about Karen Reed. Oh, dude. The Karen Reed trial is nuts. This is actually the second trial. The first one was last year. And it's like it would take me an hour to go through everything going on. But basically, a bunch of cops framed this lady. Like, drops her boyfriend off at a house party after being at the bar with a bunch of cops. They go back to a house. She drops him off. The next day, he's dead on the front lawn. And Commonwealth trying to say, oh, Karen Reed hit him with her car. And none of it makes sense. Like, it absolutely looks like the people in the house beat him to death and then threw him out on the lawn. And, I mean, like, evidence was collected in red Solo cups and placed into a ShopRite bag. The lead detective was caught lying about having evidence. Like, they found taillight pieces in the yard, but, and look, see, it's like, I put her vehicle into lockup at this time, and before that we found taillight pieces. Well, it turns out it's a lie, and they had the car first, and lies about text messages, and somebody got caught searching how long to die in the cold. Somebody who was in the house. Like, it takes way too long to dive into it, but it's like obvious. Like, a bunch of police officers that were off duty at their house killed a police officer that was off duty at that house, and then the police department covered it up and framed Karen Reed. Dude, Demi, like, the biggest thing is, it is absolutely nuts, and you really don't, like, it's hard to put into words just how nuts it is unless you watch the trial. Like, it is absolutely insane. But it's a wild listen. There's a cat on YouTube named The Lawyer You Know. There's like, he does wrap ups and like summaries of the day, and that's the easiest, fastest way to get all the information. But like during the trial, like Andrea Burkhart and Melanie Little and what's his name, like Uncivil Law, and like all these guys follow it, and so I just kind of peek in, see what different guys say about different things, and dude, it's like, again, every detail about it is nuts. If you got nothing to listen to throughout the day, it's a good thing to throw on, man. And it just gets deeper and deeper. Cops lying on the stand. Cops lying, lead detective lying in front of the grand jury, then lying in front of the, on this trial. Then he gets fired by the Massachusetts State's Police. Jeez, that's a tongue twister that I didn't think I'd struggle with. But he got fired from the Mass State Police because of his bias in this case and his manner in this case and all the shit he did wrong in this case. And this case is still going on for the second trial. It is unfucking real, dude. Like, the FBI investigated this case, hired professionals to do, from ARCA. The guys at ARCA, like, redesigned the NHL boards to be safer for the guys, redesigned the NASCAR walls to be safer for the guys. Like, they were hired by the FBI to experiment and see if what the Commonwealth alleges is possible. And the company the FBI hired came up with a report saying it's not possible, sent it to the defense, sent it to the prosecution, and the prosecution's response was essentially, nuh-uh. I gotta take a breath and chill, because I could go on about this all day. It is so insane. But yeah, it's funny. Like the experts that the FBI hired, the prosecution's trying not doing everything to not let him in. And he starts every argument with, "Oh, I don't care if they come in; it's fine." And then he files another motion to not let them in. It's like I said, it's wild, bro. It's a good listen. Boop, 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 boop. We got 6 minutes. All right. One more fish with each rod, and we'll start getting ready. I'm not gonna lie, I started really enjoying fishing during intermission and then just kind of shooting the shit or saying whatever's on my mind or whatever I'm, talking about whatever. Compared to like running around trying to get stuff done, it's like, I mean, I need to get stuff done, but why worry about that now? We'll see how second intermission goes or how the second period goes. May take a moment then, but I don't want to be late again for the second game. So do plan on taking care of some stuff during the next intermission and then running out, or then that way we could just cut stream, go right on to the next one. Yeah, we'll put it in the bag. Fine. Boom. Boom. 4 minutes. Whew. Still got a little bit left in the tank on this guy. Alrighty. See if we get one more fish reeled in, and then we'll get ready to go back to what we're here for. Here, fishy, 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 fishy. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, here, let me get the game ready. I should get the game ready. It's not what I meant to do. I didn't want to X out of any of that. So I hope nobody searches. I hope nobody that's in need of finding a way to watch this game searches NHL. Oh, I'm sorry. Searches NHL webcast, finds that first search results, and ends up clicking here where they have this little watch button with this particular screen. Oh no, I'm still on main. I screwed up. I hope nobody who is really desperately trying to watch the game saw that. Don't ever go there and do that if you're really wanting to watch a game that you're blacked out by. That would just be horrible, wouldn't it? All y'all in here with me, don't you dare remember that so you can make suggestions to your friends on how to go about seeing that. I couldn't think anything worse of that getting out. Oh, how bad it would be. Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh, yeah, so we are back. We're not quite back, but we're back. It's the one pain in the ass about this is the feed with the best that's like closest to live time is still like 30 seconds behind, and it's the home feed. Alrighty, here we go. Face off between Paul and Barkov. Tampa takes it, dumps it deep. Mikolo takes a hit down low. Goncalves trying to break it free. He does. McDonough shoots from the point, going for the tip. No connection as Chernak ends up going right on down and losing the puck. Florida back the other way. Reinhart goes cross corner. There is a bug or something on the camera, and it is bugging the living shit out of me. Dude, switch to a different camera so you can rub that so you can rub it off. Tampa able to get it clear. 1-on-1. Rodriguez versus Point. Forsling comes over to lend a hand. Point still controlling. Leaves it off. Big shot. Nylander. Stopped out high. What is going on with this right now? Sorry, Vasilevsky just made a save. I got something going on with my phone. I can't figure it out. Florida with the shot. Misses. Puck comes up the low board. Bennett trying to get it down low. Good stick by Tampa. Takes it the other way. Chafee throws it in. Sorelli and Chafee chasing it down. Oh, Tampa comes up with it, but Florida's able to get it clear. And they ice it. Ugh. All right, so that was a big shot by Kulikov at the high point. Or no, we flipped. Yeah, so that was the low point. I said it's the difference. Oh, finally they cleaned the camera. Thank you. Good Lord, that was bugging the hell out of me. All right, nothing happening. Give me one moment to mute that, and we are back. Just over 2 minutes gone in the second period. Shots are 7 apiece. Hits are 18-11 Florida. We need to see Tampa's numbers really start coming up. Tampa controlling in the zone. Throws it towards the net. It goes around the back. Trying to pinch down. Puck ends up back the other way. Tampa dumps it again. Bob sends it up the high wall. Tampa there first. Gord. Big shot stopped way out high, I believe, by Marchand. Looks like he's going for a change, so I'm guessing that one stung. Tampa throwing it all the way up, and they get it in. Barkov to play it. Timmy, I just built my first chatbot with my own packing. Nice. Going to work on a front end of memory this week. Fuck yeah, Price. Why'd I almost call you Prince, bro? Good shit, Price. That's awesome, man. Big things coming. Hell yeah, bro. That's awesome, man. Good to hear you doing some shit. There's that. Perbix kicks the puck around low. Hedman heading out of the zone. Gets it across. A little swat. And it's... All right. What are we doing here, guys? Come on. Glendening chucks it in. Tampa goes for a change. But yeah, Price, definitely keep me posted, brother. That's... Like I said, that's the kind of stuff I was going to do at one point, but I just couldn't keep my head down and get to it, man. So it's awesome that... Like I said, it's always awesome to hear you're doing some cool shit, bro. It's been good, man. It's been good. Not the busiest day, which is totally fine for a Monday. How about you, brother? How's your Monday been? Oh, we got a delayed penalty. I saw somebody's glove on the ice. I'm assuming that has something to do with it. We got a hold on Tampa. Florida going to their second power play as Goncalves goes to the box. Dude, okay. If Rodriguez would have kept his feet moving, fine. That's a penalty. But when his hand went in there, Rodriguez stopped skating and leaned down to pinch his arm. So I do not agree with that call. If he'd have kept his feet moving, fine. But yeah, I do not agree with that. But it is what it is. First power play was a blank with one shot. Now with just about 15 and a half to go in the second period. A minute 45 on the Florida power play. Reinhart in. Big shot. Misses the net. Puck comes around down low. Kachuk tucks it. Tosses it down below the net. Verhaeghe battling. Barkov springing it to the front. He kicks it out high. Big shot. And Reinhart throws it over the net and off the glass. Puck comes all the way down low. McDonough fighting Barkov for it. It pops loose. Barkov all the way up to the point. Jones throws it down to the high dot. Back to Jones from the point. Shot. Hits something and goes off into the corner. Florida still controlling. Big shot. Top of the high circle. Misses the net completely. Barkov back to Jones. Jones up to the top of the high circle. There's that. Verhaeghe kicks it back to Jones. Tampa gets a stick on it. Can't get it clear. This is trouble. Verhaeghe throws it down low. Behind the net. Down to Barkov at the bottom circle. Jones over to Verhaeghe. Verhaeghe down low. And the pass back to Verhaeghe at the top of the high circle misses. Florida sends themselves back down behind Bobrovsky as Tampa gets to go for a change. That's a big missed pass right there. Considering I don't think anything's hit the net yet. Maybe one shot. Oh, that was a big hit by Ekblad on Glenn Denning. Now Tampa gets it up, dumps it deep. A little bit of contact here and there. $28. Oh, it's the other G name. Marchand trying to come around from the low circle. Shut off. That was a great defensive play by... Shit. Lilleberg is 78. I should know that. Damn it. And Gergensen. That's the other number I keep forgetting. 28 is Gergensen. Damn it. Lusternin tried to throw it down and it stopped. Florida having some time in the Tampa zone. Point sends it back up around the high boards. Tampa's there. All the way across to the low point. Gensel goes opposite corner. Tampa gets to go for a change. Tampa's getting suffocated like the Kings did last night. A misplay by Jones and Paul overskates it. That was a hand me that Tampa really needs to take advantage of. Instead, it ends up with a shot on net from around the back. Little wraparound. Jones kicks it to the point. Big Forsling fakes the shot. Moves over. Another shot, and it's stopped. Tampa takes the rebound up, but can't clear it. Barkov takes a shot. Vasilevsky swallows it up. 12-12 to go in the second. I tell you what, if nothing else, they are burning through this game, and I love it, man. Let's keep these the low number of stoppages. That game last night, Edmonton LA got so brutal last night. They would get to like the last 5 minutes, and then it would take 35 minutes to finish them. Oh, that was every period. Now, I did say this already, but I got to say it again. This is not the game I expected. I thought there would be scoring this game. I still think it's coming, but as we hit almost 8 minutes through the second period, it is... I said the goalies are doing their job. However, it has not been a shot attack like I expected it to be. I figured we'd be getting 15 shots a period. No. But the guys are doing good, choking out the right in front of the crease. So a lot of the shots are hitting bodies, hitting skates, hitting sticks. The big thing for Florida is they've missed the net by a collective 130 feet. I mean, the number of shots where they haven't been within 5 feet of the net is wild. And I mean, it's not like, oh, they're going for the tip. Not when the tip would come up here where it's obviously way going to get disallowed. Like, it is. Florida's been very off on their shots from the point. Tampa's not been fantastic either, but they're kind of hitting sticks a lot more. Kind of like their shots are getting to Bob, but aside from a couple, they've been fairly simple. Vasilevsky has faced a little more firing squad shots, but so far, like I said, without being challenged too heavily, shots are 9-7 Florida. Both sides are doing okay. Oh, here's the test. Bennett with a shot, fought off by Vasilevsky. There we go. Let's start getting some highlight reel saves. Florida's going to start pelting Tampa. The Lightning are just struggling. And every time they get a clear, they go for a change. So there's no offensive zone present. And it's exactly what the Kings were doing last night. And which is wild because it's a short offensive change. So this is where you get the guys on the ice. Like now they're finally doing that. They're changing before the attempted dump back down behind the net. Gensel gets it deep. Paul chasing it. Mikkola all over him. Swinging a miss by Gord trying to get it around the high boards. Puck comes all the way out. It would have been an icing if Nylander had any interest in getting up the ice, but he just kind of coasted. Both of them did. And who is that? Lundell just buried it past Vasilevsky. Sorry, I was too busy absolutely criticizing Tampa Bay's decision right there. I don't understand what that was. Both guys heading back. Lilleberg and I guess it was Perbix that was down there. I mean, they just left Lundell completely alone. You see Paul chasing, so nobody stays with Lundell. But it started with that entry. I mean, the puck went down. Marchand went after the puck. And Tampa guys both kind of stood and looked around like, whatever. Like, oh, it'll be an icing, whatever. And they got beat to the corner. That should have been an icing. Poor this like effort by Tampa. And by the time they realized it, it was too late. Yeah, where is it? Scoring for the Florida Panthers. Anton Lundell, assisted by Marchand and Lustrinen. Tampa actually has a little bit of fight in their system. They're taking it. Now they're controlling the offensive zone. Crazy how all of a sudden you get scored on, all of a sudden they're like, oh, yeah. No, let's play some offense. .10:07 to go in the second. Shots are 10-8. Florida score 1-0 to the Panthers. Battling for it. Schmidt wins the battle. Puck kicked up the high wall. Chipped forward. Oh, and we got some extracurriculars happening. Can't tell who that is. It looks like Radish and Mikkola, maybe? Just Mikkola. No, that's Boquist on a wall. Just freezing the puck, getting his ass kicked. And then Gergensen and Chaffee and all these guys are just, hey, man, get off the puck. We'll stop kicking your ass. 9:45 to go in the second as we hit a commercial break. Time to get up, get the blood flowing, stretch out a little bit. Oh. Dude, them good old fashioned flamingos, bro. Stretching out. Ah, that feels good. I don't know what it is, but it just feels good to stretch that particular spot. Oh, shit. Get the hammies. Gotta remember to get up and stretch every now and then. I want to start doing that a lot more during these games. Like every commercial. We'll do a couple of different things that are just real easy. Ugh. Gonna do. Make sure we do that throughout all the games now. Should have been doing that all day yesterday. Just don't have to do it every commercial, but every so often, stand up, stretch out, shake yourself loose. If not, not just for me, anybody watching, don't get couch locked for multiple hours. It's a good idea to get up and walk around on occasion. All right, Tampa in neutral. Just barely puts it in. Cirelli almost got his head taken off. Bennett with the shot from the top of the high circle goes wide. Tampa coming back the other way. Cirelli kicks it up ahead. Big shot on. I think that's point. One-handed little shot on Barkov that he shut down. Hedman tries to center it. Too much pressure. And Florida dumps it into Tampa zone. Marchand kicks it over. Ekblad in the middle, leaves it back for. Oh, damn, he just got wrecked. Why am I blanking on old boy's name, man? Hagel's down on the ice. I am very curious to see what just happened because I missed it. He was doubled over, though. So I am very curious. Lundell. I know Lundell is 15. Ekblad is pissed, running his mouth at everybody. Oh, that is bull. That he needs to be gone. That is, you are kicked out of the game. Ekblad needs to be gone. That's not just an elbow. I know they're just going to call it a 2-minute elbowing. He needs to be gone. And the coach is pissed, and I don't know what the refs are doing. They are not being shy about showing his mouth as he is dropping F-bombs. I can't. So there's no penalty right now. Seriously. I can't believe it. Tell you what, I'll be back in 1 second. I gotta get a second opinion about that. As soon as I saw this, there's no way to say it. Damn. At least I got back just in time for the goal. Sorry about that. I needed that. I have a second opinion, but Pops ain't watching. I can't. See, Point gets it from the baseline to the top of the high circle. And then, who's the follow-up? Lilleberg. Nope. Are they going to review this? It's going to be insane. This is going to be reviewed and taken away from Tampa. And Ekblad's allowed to elbow somebody in the face. He never touches them. There's no way. Okay, cool. It's not being reviewed. I'm still so pissed about that Ekblad hit. Big shot. They score again. I call it karma. Call it what you will. That's exactly what needed to happen after that unbelievable missed elbow where Ekblad, no question, purposefully flew in on Hagel to drop an elbow. Tampa wins the faceoff. On the red line, dumps it deep. A swing and a whiff. And Gensel kicks it back to Cernak, who is that forceling, whiffed, kind of half-touched the puck. And that fed it. Oh, what a perfect turn of events. I would have rather had them get, because they should have gotten a 5-minute major. Ekblad is gone. Bye-bye. You're done. Should be suspended for multiple games. Talking to my dad, he said that he just got back from a suspension for that. And Ekblad's right there watching the puck go by and into his net. That's just beautiful. Big shot goes wide from Jones, but Vasilevsky's going to glove it. Shots are 12-11, Florida, 2-1, Tampa lead. I didn't even get to announce the first goal. Like, damn. That's nuts. So Hagel's back in the dressing room. Oh, yeah, I did. I went too far. Scoring for the Tampa Bay Lightning, Mitchell Chaffee. Dude, every Florida shot just hit a Tampa player. That was fantastic positioning by Tampa. Also, scoring for the Tampa Bay Lightning, Eric Cernak, assisted by Gensel. And apparently, Perbix and Lilleberg assisted on the Chaffee goal, but it was not announced, or it wasn't said when whatever. Battle behind Vasilevsky. Dude, Verhaeghe just kind of trying to beat people up. Moser. Oh, a big hit as Moser went to line up Mikkola and he definitely got the worst of it. Hedman just throws it on Bobrovsky, hits him square in the chest. Gensel slapping the ice, calling for the puck from the Florida Panthers. I love it. Gord gets it up the high wall. Under pressure, though. Florida gets it. Ekblad from the middle. It's good stick. Gets in the way. Cirelli sends it around. Marchand's faster than Goncalves, though, so Florida keeps it in. Forsling fakes the shot, throws it up, and hits some bodies. Puck down a low wall. Ekblad trying to make a move. Takes a hit from Gord, who puts him down. Good job, but not enough as Gord gets up and blasts right through him. Shot was on, but goes off into the high wall. Okay, we got a glove save after a shot from the point. Dude, I still can't believe that. I mean, like I said, the puck's gone. Ekblad charges at him, and there is no mistaking what Ekblad's intent was. He stayed high the entire time. He tucked his hand into his shoulder as he threw the elbow. I mean, he came in and tucked his hand as he followed through. It wasn't like he went to push on something and he kind of did one of these. Like, no, he came in going high with a flying elbow right to who was that? Hagel's head. And like, you want to take out Hagel because of because of the hit. That's one thing. To go at his nose like that, but also for it to not be called. Like Ekblad knew who he was going after. He knew exactly what he was doing, and I mean to not. They did it in the other game, and again, I've said this shouldn't happen, but they did it in a game a few days ago or earlier in the last week where they didn't see what happened, so they got together, called a major, went and reviewed it, and then there's no penalty on the play. I don't understand how all four of them missed it, and that's exactly what Tampa's coach was saying. Like you could see him, what the, and it was like, yo, NHL, this ain't. Go look at something else, bro. Like it was actually funny, and then but no, he's sitting there going, 1, 2, 3. There's four of you. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. I mean, he kept doing that. It's just, I love seeing coaching crash outs, but that was like, how on earth do you not see that? Ooh, big hip check, but is that Bennett took the worst of it? It's either Bennett or Smurf or whatever his name is. Oh, it's Ekblad actually that missed the hip check. Sturm. I'll say I know it's something like close to Strom, but it's not Strom. So what's his actual name? And it's Sturm. We got just under 5 seconds to go. We have just under 5 minutes to go in the second period. Shots are 13-12 Florida. Tampa winning 2-1 after scoring, let's see, after scoring 2 goals in 11 seconds. Florida gets sent all the way back into their own zone. Jones from the baseline moves it up to Marchand. He tries to move it up, but Gensel stops it. A little bit of flailing from Hedman there. Oh, that wasn't Edmund. Who's maybe that would have been Sorelli. I'm doing my best to see these numbers. It is just a struggle right now. Most points amongst active players in the Stanley Cup. In the Stanley Cup playoffs. Crosby has 201. Malkin has 180. Like, dude, that's the thing, too. Think about it. Ovechkin is the most scoringest guy of all time. But Crosby has like 60 more goals than he does in the playoffs. I'd rather take Ovi has his Ovi is Ovi. There's no denying that. But give me Crosby all day. Blaze it. Tampa headed back the other way across the red line. They get in, taking it deep. Think that's Chafee going all the way down. And contact drops some people. Florida comes out with it. Oh. Sturm had him beat, but it was just a little too slow trying. Oh, he just grabbed his ankle. Unbelievable. Dude went down and literally just went like that to grab the ankle or the skate of the guy he was battling with. Oh, that's no icing. Florida from their own zone. Ekblad headed back out. Barkov kicks it forward. Verhaeghe trying to chase down Reinhardt's dump in. Ekblad gets it on the low dot. Barkov whiffs on the shot. Follow up. Forsling gets stopped by Vasilevsky. And Tampa goes back the other way. Gensel in a foot race. Doesn't win, but doesn't lose. Verhaeghe trying to get down low. McDonough forces him to send it around. Barkov trying to play it under the pressure of Paul and Cernak. And Cirelli gets it down low to McDonough. McDonough behind his own net as Reinhardt puts on the pressure. He gets it out, immediately turns it over to Jones. From the high point, Rodriguez sends it in. Bennett racing down to get it. Tampa sends it out. It's a foot race, and it's going to be icing. Paul is not faster than Mikkola. It did. Okay, so yeah, that shot hit Barkov. It didn't make it to Vasilevsky. Rather low shot count. I want to say it was 9-6 the first period. We're 2:30 to go through the second. Shots are 14-12. A lot of shots hitting bodies. Oh, what's going on down there? Hold up. That looked like goalie interference or a cross. Like, it looked like a cross check because Cirelli went down, but then the dude just kind of, let's see what happened. I mean, Cirelli's locked up on Barkov's stick, so he decides to take him down. Yeah, that was some BS from both sides. Tampa wins the face-off in their own zone. Puck up the low wall. Florida keeps it in. Bennett sends it down low. Kachuk chasing. But Moser beats him to it. Puck all the way up. Chafee taking it back the other way. Across the red into the Florida zone. Gets around Jones. Help down low with Glendening. Oh, high stick on Jones, but that just got missed. Tampa ends up with the puck on a stick, but missed the shot. Puck flying around down low. Comes up the high boards. Florida's out. Jones coming up the center, trying to get it wide to Kachuk. Hedman, look around. Big swing from Bennett, misses the net. Gord able to poke it out as Forsling chases it down. Florida in their own zone looking to get out. They finally do. Ekblad thought Hedman was going to stand him up, but he just got in his way. Dude, Ekblad is kind of a sloppy hockey player. Cernak putting pressure on Lustranen, and it's turned around. Gensel racing up the low side. Low circle. Ooh, he had a chance at a shot. Ekblad was way too far off, but he doesn't take it. Probably not a bad idea. Hedman throws it out from the point. Point in a battle just kind of got his ass kicked. Right in front of the crease. That should have, I mean, that was a high stick. That's a high stick. I mean, that was called on, who is that for? I want to say that was called on Colorado last game. And it wasn't even, it was 4 inches from the guy's face. But Right there, Point gets clearly smacked right in the nose. That wasn't called. Saw another what looked like a high stick down in the low corner about a minute and a half ago. That didn't get seen. Of course, you got the massive elbow by Ekblad that ended up sending Hagel into the locker room. And as far as I know, I haven't seen Hagel. So he may be in the locker room under concussion protocol. I'm trying to keep an eye out for him, but I haven't seen 38 back out on the ice. Puck out to center ice. Swing and a miss by Florida. They eventually get it in. Barkov from the low circle. Misses the net. Puck goes all the way up to the high point. Back down around the low wall. Tampa swings at it. Barely gets it out. Point working into the middle. Kucherov with a great tip to kind of set him up. Puck comes out the other way after it hits a stick. Verhaeghe into the zone. Forsling with him. He gets more help up top. Puck ends up on Vasilevsky. He's not able to cover. The puck's loose out in front. It ends up going away. A couple shots taken. Couple little stick hits taken, but there were cross checks. There were slashes. There was all kinds of stuff going on. Florida into the zone with 3 seconds. Big shot. Misses the net. Ends up behind Vasilevsky. And we are going to second intermission with a Tampa lead. You gotta love it. What a game. I mean, Reinhardt had the potential of being called for something there. Nah, he was kind of carried in. But damn, we are set. 5:42. We'll get back ready to go right about 6 o'clock. So it's going to be a tight fit to get a full period in 30 minutes before we get to Colorado and Dallas. But whatever's happening with that, we'll just flip into the new stream whenever we get there. You know what I mean? As we hit the end of start hitting the end of this period, hopefully Tampa goes up by 4 goals and we can flip over and start the other stream, but we'll see how that goes. Right now, it's intermission. We got the timer started. I'll see you guys in a few minutes. Again, not going to take a break between games. We'll just roll into it. And so I'm going to hop on taking one here. So we will be back for the start of the third period. And again, at some point towards the end, we'll roll over into the new game, and we'll be hanging out for that one. So grab a drink, grab a snack, get some stuff done, do some laundry, whatever you got to do. Now's a good time, and we'll see you guys in about 15 minutes. I made it back in time. Yay! Not by much, but it counts. That's good. That's good. We're all good here, and we are getting back. Yeah, the forward depth for Florida is going to be the same that it was last game because they just took the same player out. I'm still, and I will, just like the penalty getting called last night for Edmonton, it irritates me. The fact it's actually above and beyond. Actually, Hagel gets suspended for a interference. Kachuk does the same thing, does not get suspended. And then Ekblad just delivered a flat out, purposeful, I am going to elbow you in the nose, elbow to the nose of Hagel. And there wasn't even a penalty for that one. I really don't understand how that got missed because Hagel just had the puck. And as he turns around, he catches an elbow to the nose. All right, we're back. Tampa takes the face off, dumps it deep. Mikkola back for Florida. Gets a little bit of pressure on him. Now on the wall, Cirelli doing a good job. On Lusterman. Ooh, a hit while he's down on his knees. That was kind of a bullshit hit, if you ask me. Is that Mikkola on Gergensen? Gergensen's down, doubled over, and Mikkola backs up and just checks the shit out of him while he's on his knees. He should. Play is under review. This should have happened. Exactly what should have happened with Ekblad. But yeah, Gergensen's down. I don't agree that he just tried to pin him up against the board. Takes him down and then really, this is a home feed. I can't. Let's turn these guys down real quick. That, like I said, that was kind of a bullshit hit. I mean, 5-minute major and a game misconduct. It was a bullshit hit. I said that should be the second Florida player gone, and Kachuk shouldn't be playing today. No, he is clearly not expecting him to get up on his skates. There is no way he's looking there saying he's expecting him to get up on his skates. Honestly, like I said, this is what happens when you suspend Hagel, but you don't suspend Kachuk. And what happens when you don't even call a penalty on Ekblad? They go and do more bullshit, and now you got Tampa with a 5-minute major. So far, they're 0 for 1 with 0 shots, but I mean, I see a bullshit penalty getting called on Tampa at some point in this 5 minutes. I really do. Tampa into the zone. Kucherov shoots, goes all the way around. Cirelli to the point, back down the boards. Point, kicks it around. It goes up to the point. Hedman sends it over to Cirelli on the low point, back to the high point. Hedman kicks it down for Kucherov. It doesn't quite work out the way he had planned it. And Sturm carries it down deep. Vasilevsky settles it for Hedman, and Tampa resets. Reinhart on the forward pressure for Florida. Timing got all screwed up, and Florida's going to send it back down. Trying this again. Gergensen headed in, kicks it back. Paul dumps it deep all the way around. A little bit of chaos in the high dot. Tampa settles it. Gergensen gets it. Oh, that's not Gergensen. Who is that? Maybe that. Tampa headed back across neutral. No, that's Radish. 43 is Radish. All right. I'm struggling here, and I apologize for that. Puck goes all the way around the high boards. Tampa controls it, trying to get it down the low wall. Florida sends it back the other way. Marchand all the way down. He ends up hitting Goncalves before Tampa's able to recover. 2 minutes gone in the 5-minute major. If Tampa doesn't score at least once, I feel like they are going to lose this game. Tampa in, carrying it all the way down low. Kucherov sends it to Cirelli up the wall. They try to go back to the point, and Florida gets a stick on it, and they're going to dump it deep. Halfway through the power play, Tampa Bay struggling to get a shot on net. Good little entry there. Gensel sends it across down the high board. Kucherov tries to send it around to Gensel. He does. Up to the point. Hedman back to Gensel. Low boards. Hedman, Gensel, all the way across to the point. Kucherov to Hedman. He shoots. It goes wide of the net. Puck to the low corner. Verhaeghe gets there first. Sorry, Reinhart gets there first. Battling. Kulikov coming in, cross-checking everybody. Tampa eventually gets it out. Hedman with another shot goes wide of the net again. And Florida's going to clear it. 1:45 to go on the power play. Tampa either needs to score here or like immediately after they need to put a point on the board because guarantee you Florida's going to make it at least 2-2. If they don't. High dot across. Should have taken the shot. Kucherov down behind the net, kicks it up to the high wall, to the point. Low dot, point. High wall, back to the point. Back to the low dot. Kucherov sends it in. Bob makes the save. Goncalves gets it deep to Paul. Paul gets it around. Kucherov. Oh, big cross check out front that's just going to get ignored. As Chafee just gets blasted by Ekblad. Radish can't control it. Kucherov and Radish struggling to play catch. And another big cross check to Chafee from Ekblad. Radish shoots. Stopped way out high, and it's going to clear the zone. 30 seconds on the power play as it's picked off by Marchand. He tries to send it across to Rodriguez. Oh, wait, what just happened? Confusion as everybody thought that a whistle was blown. Kulikov throws it on Vasilevsky, and he knocks it down with the glove before dropping it. Tampa in, and now we're going to get a high stick on Tampa as Lustrinen's laid out on the ice. With 7 seconds to go on a 5-minute major that Tampa absolutely sucked with. In Florida. Jackass holding up 5. Oh, they only get 0.2 minutes for that. Well, was it a high stick? Okay, yeah. Okay, was there blood? If there's no blood, it's not a 4 minute. So why are they like, oh, they only gave 0.2 minute for that? It's like, dude, I hate these hometown like commentators. I will give it to them. These guys are clearly for the Panthers. I can respect that. Although I feel like they sound stupid as shit because they're sitting there like, oh, so they're only going to give 2 minutes to point for that. It's like, yeah, it's a high stick. He's not bleeding. It's 2 minutes. Like, what are we talking about here? But at least they are hometown commentators. That's it. That's where Gosher and Nighty really annoy me because they really want to be national broadcasters, and they've done the national broadcasts, but they won't be overly hyped for Vegas and then be critical of the other team. And it's like every now and then, that's okay, bud. Anyway, Florida now on the power play. Gets into the Tampa zone. Verhaeghe touches it down at the low dot, and he ends up losing it. Tampa clears. .40 seconds gone on the power play as Florida resets from their own zone. Barkov charging through. He kicks it up to the high boards. Tkachuk gets it to Reinhart down to Barkov. It bounces off of his stick. Tkachuk all the way down around the bottom. Verhaeghe pressured by Gensel. Now Cernak and Verhaeghe on the low boards. Everybody comes to help. Tampa trying to set it high and out, and they do. 50 seconds on the power play. 13 and a half to go in the period. Shots are 15-13 Florida. That was very close to being offsides, but no call made. Smitty keeps it in from the clear attempt under the goal. Florida at the high dot, high baseline, working his way up the wall to the point. Smitty shoots, and it goes way high. Been a problem for Florida all game, going way too high. And Marchand misses the tip. Ekblad back, plays it to Schmidt. Schmidt plays it down to the high circle. Big shot in front, big block. And Ekblad ends up burying it on the rebound. Guy who shouldn't even be playing the game right now. All right, so all that hockey karma talk about Tampa scoring twice in 11 seconds gets wiped away with Ekblad being the one to bury the shot. And that was Rodriguez takes a shot. Moser does a good job to get down and block the shot, but Ekblad is left wide open to follow up on that rebound. They're looking at something. Tell me it's offsides. Tell me it's offsides, because I called that when it happened. See, I knew it. When it happened, I was like, ooh, that looked offsides, but no call made. And sure enough, that is offside. I mean, Bennett's dragging his leg, and he's still offsides by the entire blue line. At least, like, how the ref didn't call that, I don't know. Or the line judge. It wasn't even close. The line judge is standing right there on the line. How that was not waved offsides blows my mind. But I knew it when I saw it. Like, that did not look onside. All right, so 10 seconds left on the power play. 13 and a half to go in the period. Tampa wins the face-off from neutral. Oh, no, it was way more. So it's about 38 seconds left on the power play. I shouldn't be listening. Again, I'm listening to these dumbasses, and I need to stop. Battle in the high corner. Gets around behind the net. Verhaeghe trying to send it back to the point he does. Tkachuk loses control of it. You got a one-on-one. Jones. Oh, Gensel's coming up. Oh, and Jones just did good. Gensel was by himself. He needed to make a decision. He decided to wait. Oh, that was a good pass. Gensel kicks it up front, and the shot just misses. We are back to full strength hockey. Tampa keeps it in momentarily. Good play. 3-on-2 for Florida. Taking it to the low dot. Or sorry, high dot. I keep doing that. Vasilevsky makes the save. I keep doing that. All right. It's all right. So the Florida goal gets wiped away. The Ekblad goal, who shouldn't be on the ice, or Ekblad, who shouldn't be on the ice, scores a goal that gets taken away. All right. Maybe that whole hockey karma thing isn't a complete shot in the dark, because that's actually funny. It got all wiped away and then immediately restored, just like that. Like, okay, cool. Oh, man. Tampa needed to score on that 5-minute major. And they did it. Their power play is weaker than their 5-on-5. It's unreal. Florida had a decent power play, but they cannot hit the net. Their shots from the point, it's like they're lucky when they hit people, because then at least they can, at least this game, when they hit people at the front of the net, at least it drops down so you can take another try. But their shots from above the circles are hitting like, how high is the glass? I mean, it's going so far over the net. It's Happy Gilmore tryout at the beginning. That's basically what Florida's shooting right now looks like. Florida's going to score. I just see it. He waited. It's like he waited a little too long. Unfortunately, he had to, because Gensel was trailing so far behind. Ooh, Tampa headed out. Good kick up ahead. Cernak flags it and gets it to Bobrovsky, who puts a glove on it. Face off to the right of Bobrovsky. Tampa wins it. Sends it down to the low corner. Florida's going to be there first. They clear, but briefly as Point brings it back in. He tries to kick it up. Gensel takes a shot. And Bob kicks it away. Another big shot by Hedman. Bob's laid out on his stomach. And Gensel couldn't get it around the pads and the stick. Or the sticks. You can say that him and Gensel getting into it. Gensel actually didn't do nothing. He's kind of barking now, but that was a great shot. Bob ends up dropping it and kicking it away straight to Hedman. It's like Gensel may have, knocked on the back door a little more than he should have, but wasn't too bad. 12:08 to go in the third. Shots are 16 apiece. That, again, is the most surprising thing about this to me. I thought we'd actually see some scoring. I mean, I thought Swede was being conservative, calling it 4-3. But Race is calling it 3-2. Has a lot of potential. Again, I thought it would be like 4-2, 5-3, something like that. But a lot less scoring happening. Face off again to the right of Bobrovsky. Barkov stepping into the circle with dun 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 Paul. Barkov wins the face-off. Verhaeghe catches it up the low wall. Bolted in. Gets down low, slings it around to the high corner. Tampa with pressure, but Verhaeghe has it free in the high circle. Good sticks, gets it away, and Chafee is able to clear it. A little bit of an interference followed by a trip. Like it was a good hit, Chafee. That was a great hit. Buck on the low boards, headed back. Reinhart kicking it back so that Florida can reset. Is that Barker? No. Who's that there? Ekblad gets turned back at his own blue line. Backhands it forward. Rodriguez resetting. He throws it up. Tipped in. Vasilevsky settles it. Tampa. Ooh, all the way up and just missed, so it's going to be an icing. That was actually a lot closer than I thought it was about to be. Yeah, Verhaeghe just circles on that high dot and a great stick for one right there. Oh, yeah, he's trying to kick it forward, but it looks like Moser has his stick down. Nope. He waited a little too long, so Vasilevsky was in the lane. He's trying to throw it by. Just ends up hitting Vasilevsky, going back to that high corner. 10:53 to go in the third. Face off to the right of Vasilevsky. Lundell won it. I don't know why I can't remember his name. Puck goes all the way into the Florida zone and then immediately back. Big shot from the high circle, and that goes out of play. Who was that? Lundell. I mean, Chernak kind of had a stick up, but it looked like Lundell kind of did one of those and smacked himself in the face with it. Let's see. Yeah. I mean, kind of. All right, let's hurry up. The game's starting. Well, actually, probably not soon. Yeah, they're both on ESPN, so we should be able to get through this one before the next one starts. Shot on Vasilevsky. He makes the glove save. Oh, man, I forgot what it was like to watch 3 periods of good hockey. Man, LA again. It's got to be hard to be a fan of a team that is that good. Like, I mean, they were great through the first 2 and then just drop off in the third period every game like that. Like, trust me, I feel the pain, but it's in the second period, not the third. Tampa wins the faceoff, gets it out. Glendening kicks it up, but Rodriguez steals it back. Kulikov dumps it in as he takes a quick shot from Cerdak. McDonough tipping it around. Florida's going to get it. Nope, Tampa does get it. McDonough heading out. Good pass, gets the tip. Sorelli racing down, pokes it deep behind the net. Really has it, trying to set it back the other way. Another cross check. A little bit of a shove down. That was less of a cross check and kind of a get the hell out of my way shove. So I'll at least say that about it. Florida resetting. Kulikov from his own zone. Kicks it up. Tries to hit Verhaeghe. He ends up stopping on the red line to dump it deep. Chafee trying to get out. Great back check. Barkov did a really good job right there. Puck ends up coming out, but Florida sends it right back in. Vasilevsky settles it for Hedman. Gets it up to Chafee. Chafee across neutral, and it's not tipped. We have an icing on Tampa. 9:26 to go in the third. I am really like shots for the game for the periods. 6-6, 9-6 Florida, now 5-1 Tampa. It is amazing to me how few shots there have been. But yeah, there's been 17 block shots for Tampa, 11 for Florida. And the hits are 37-25 Florida. Like, very surprised Tampa's not hitting a lot more. Kucherov in his own zone gets it out. Turned around by Nate Schmidt. He dumps it in. Panthers up there. Ooh, taking a little fall, then a hit. All right, puck coming back around through the Tampa zone. Ooh, big hit by Barkov. That was on Perbix. Battle up on the high corner, coming around the back of the net. Up the low wall. Florida working their way through, and good pressure and a good stick. Gensel heads back the other way. Kucherov had great pressure on him, and Gensel swept the puck away. Shot on net gets kicked away. Ooh, right. All right, all the way back. Moser for Tampa. 8 minutes to go in the third. Working his way up. Sorelli gets it in. Gord with good pressure. Puck comes free to the front of the net. Bounces all the way to the high wall. Tampa fighting for it. And a big shot by Gergensen. Bobrovsky with the save. Commercial break. Oh, okay. Oof. Oh, man, my shoulder is so jacked. All right. Oh, big stretch. Oh, good to get up and move around every now and then. It's necessary, especially with all the sitting with these games that we're doing. Got to get a lot better about that. Taking advantage of going walks during the week and stuff. Ooh. Uh, I'm doing great with getting back in the gym and eating right and all that. And then my absolutely perfect, gorgeous little niece came out here, and that all went to hell because we made all kinds of stuff and ate all kinds of stuff and had little treats and spent a week doing everything I could with her. 10 days, everything I could with her. It was amazing, but my ass definitely got fat and lazy real quick. All right, 7:44 to go in the third. Face off to the right of Bob gets won by Florida. They're heading out. Barkov cutting up through the middle. He gets a shot on net. Vasilevsky, it looked like gloved it, but couldn't freeze it. Point working his way out. So puck gets sent down and around to the low boards in the Florida zone. Forsling comes out with it. Barkov again through the center. Verhaeghe trying to get it across the ice, and a good stop by Tampa to break up that pass. Sending it back. Forsling resetting. He'll pitch it back. Probably go for a change. And there he goes. Pass all the way up. Bennett, high dot or low dot. Why do I keep doing that? Puck comes up to the low dot again. Bennett fighting for it, but Tampa ends up getting it in the Florida zone. A little bit of a foot race. Paul did a great job getting back on Schmidt. Ooh, that. I wonder what just happened up there. Florida in the zone. Shoots, misses. No connection made. Good hit by Chafee. Nate Schmidt resets in his own zone. Florida getting a change. Tampa, I'm sure, is doing the same. Florida. Oh, stopped in the neutral zone. Tampa going back the other way. Racing for it is Gord. Battled by Forsling. There comes Lundell to help out. And the puck comes around to the low boards. Gergensen plays it back low. Sorry, Perbix plays it down low to Gergensen. Something like that. Fuck. At least nobody expects anything of me, so when I'm wrong, it's like, yeah, of course. All right, Tampa in their own zone coming out on the low board. Gord kicks it out to the center. It's dumped deep by Sorelli. Ekblad back to play it. Schmidt up the low boards. Pressured by Kucherov. Gensel gets it up to the high wall. Checked up. Big shot from the point. Fought off. There you go. Good. Good back and forth between Barkov and, okay, I don't know who that was, but they get the puck back behind the net. Good defense by Tampa. They're putting bodies in the way. Well, at least we got some excitement, yo. Hopefully we don't go into overtime. I'm not gonna lie. I'm totally cool with handling one game at a time. All right. Big stretch. Shake it out. We're good. It's wild. Like I said, it's if Tampa. Okay, let me reset. I originally said if Tampa doesn't score on the 5-minute major, they will not win. Because Florida will score at least one more to make it 2-2. And I don't know how to calculate this in my head now because technically for like a minute there it was 2-2, so I wasn't necessarily wrong that they would do it. But I mean, it didn't stay that way, so I absolutely was or have been wrong so far. But it's one of those like, yeah, but that was they're trying to say, oh, that was a high stick. That was the Panthers stick because the other one, you could see the right hand on the one that was on the ice. So that was his teammate's stick that smacked him in the face. Big spinning shot by Bennett, fought off by Vasilevsky. Hard angle, shut down. Another shot goes all the way to the low boards. Tampa gets it sent down. Jones sends it back up the other way. Rodriguez gets the puck stolen away. Tampa's going to dump and change. Schmitty back. Ooh, kind of slips as he goes into the wall, but it works out. Panthers up and in on Vasilevsky. Hedman takes it, throws it up the high wall. And that's going to go all the way down for an icing. 4:19 to go in the third. Shots are 19-17 Tampa. If I remember right, I don't have to remember right. Let me just look. Because I think the shots are like 7-2, 7-3 in favor of Tampa this period. So almost 16 minutes through this period, the shots are 7-3 Tampa. And Florida has had some time in the zone. And they're going to have some time again now. Barkov throws it at the net, goes wide. Reinhart kicks it out front. Good sticks by Tampa to kick it away, but Florida keeps it in. Up to the top, Forsling whiffs on the shot, but it makes its way down. Verhaeghe trying to scramble to the net with Barkov. Tampa gets it to the point, but not out. Cycling at the high point. Looking, shot. Big goal, Ekblad. Hit the shot from the point hit Vasilevsky, and Vasilevsky dropped it down right in front of himself. And there wasn't a white jersey to be seen. All right, so there we go. See, now I can say I knew they would make it 2-2 at some point. Look where everybody is, and look where Ekblad is. Like, that's not a power play goal, right? Were they, like, why was the middle of the ice wide open with only Ekblad standing in front of him? That makes zero sense to me. But all that karma, hockey karma, again, just going in waves because the dude shouldn't even be on the ice. The dude should have gotten a 5-minute major and a game misconduct when he straight up took out Hagel, who has not been back in the game, with a hard elbow to the head. And now Florida just scored again. Unbelievable. Unbelievable how this just turned out. Well, Tampa ain't suddenly recovering at home from this. I really don't think so. Crazy Panthers, yep. Dude, and here's the thing. Vasilevsky had the save. Dude dove out to try and block it. It hits his skate and ends up going in on Vasilevsky. Unreal. Like I said, though, I will argue from start to finish that Ekblad should have been taken off the ice with that elbow. And I've talked about it multiple times throughout the game, but that seriously, again, it seriously irritates me. And really the fact that, again, the way it's what we've been looking at. Hagel gets suspended, Kachuk doesn't. Then Ekblad throws an elbow, nothing, not even a penalty. And then, fair enough for Mikkola to be kicked out. I thought he should have. That was a bullshit hit. Florida not able to clear. Panthers are fucking Lightning. Gensel set up. Big shot. Bobrovsky settles it. Oh, good call. Hey. That Swede called it right on the money, man. Shots are 21-20 Panthers. Looked like a little bit of interference to me. Of course, no call. Goncalves gets trying to get up to Paul. He does. Set up to the point, and Tampa's going to chase it back down. Watch out for Vasilevsky to be headed to the bench. Tampa into the zone on Florida. Why couldn't they play like this for the last, 15 minutes? 10 minutes even. Hey, fans in shambles. Yep. Similar to the way LA Kings fans are, man. 2 minutes to go in the third. Kucherov gets stripped. Tampa at their own blue line, cross the red, dumping it deep. Florida anticipating. That was a pick. I don't care what you say. That was a pick. I know it's not getting called, but yo, right there up on the high wall when they were taking it out of the zone, that was absolutely a pick. Yep. Dude, when they give you a 5-minute major, you have to score at least one goal, man. In the playoffs, you can't give up. Playoffs? You're talking playoffs? Yeah, you can't do that when it's you can't do that. But Tampa, honestly, like I said, has a lot to bitch about. And it 100%, it starts with Kachuk not being suspended, but Hagel was. And Ekblad being on the ice, who ends up scoring the game tying goal when he should have gotten a 5-minute and a 5-minute major and a game misconduct for the elbow that took out Hagel. But instead, Kachuk's here. Kachuk's here. And Ekblad's on the ice. Hagel isn't. And Tampa didn't score on the 5-minute major. So you add all that up together, and they got a lot of getting mad at themselves to do for sure. But they have a little bit of getting upset that's warranted. They're still battling. Tampa has the net empty, but Florida's going to score in a second here. All right, 35 seconds. I'm not sure why you would try and force it up the low wall when all your help is to the high side, but Florida taking it to neutral. Tampa does end up with it. Cycling shot on, misses. Another shot misses. We got 7 seconds. And Florida ends up icing it, but they're just going to call it. What a way to finish that game. After Tampa goes up by scoring 2 goals in 11 seconds. Oh, damn it, phone. Why are you being an asshole? So, yeah, Tampa scores 2 in 11 seconds, and later on, Florida scores 2 in... Wait a second. Oh, that's why I was... Okay. 11 seconds. Look at that. Both teams scored 2 goals in 11 seconds. That's wild. This game over on the Colorado Dallas stream. So since that game's going to be starting up, I'm going to flip over to that one. Remember to stay on here for the Avs game. Y'all have fun watching. Hey, Mel, cheers. Hopefully it works out for the best. You know, I've got faith. I think Colorado will be fine. They're vibing. Everybody's grooving. Landeskog's back. Like I said, my favorite group to watch in hockey right now is McKinnon, Lankinen, Natchez, Tays, and Makar. When those 5 are on the ice together, it is exciting. Oh, you can't look away. But cheers, Mel. We'll see you on the next one. I'll be back tomorrow. I believe 4 o'clock for the first game. 4 o'clock tomorrow. We'll be back. So hopefully we'll see you then, Mel. Everybody else, we're going to the new stream starting up in like 60 seconds. So keep an eye out for that one. Thank you for stopping by and hanging out. But let's get this new one started as Colorado and Dallas get headed to puck drop.